Hello and welcome to the Making the Radio Cut vlog. I'm Michelle, and today on the phone we have a Westminster College alum and the current night jock at 95.9 KISS FM in Appleton, Wisconsin, Heather Storm. And you already know a little bit about her by the fast facts I posted on the page. So Heather, we're going to get right into the questions. Why did you decide to go into radio?
I actually never paid attention to radio until I got to Westminster, and that's when I started to Titan Radio and just had a blast and decided, I was kind of naive, I guess, as everyone is when most people are when they start at school, majoring in communications, about how hard it would be to get into and do. But luckily that worked in my favor because I just didn't know and or care till I got more into it.
So by more into it, I know at some point you were kind of in the shoes I'm in now and were in charge of the station. Do you think being the PD of Titan Radio helped prepare you for the future?
Definitely. For some people, they already have talent, but I didn't. So that was a way for me to start and kind of creep my way in.
And now that you're in and actually out in the real world, what do you think the biggest difference between the college station and commercial radio is?
Basically, I think the idea is that it's not about you having a good time. I mean, that's part of it, but that's not what they're paying you for. I think they need to get the realization that it's a business, and the goal is to make money, not just to do whatever you want.
And what do you think the biggest challenge was when you graduated and had to go out into the real world?
Definitely getting the first full-time job, because I tried doing living it on my own because I'm from Pittsburgh, but my part-time was in Erie, and I was 2 hours away. So I tried to live in Erie and have a million jobs, but if none of them are full-time and that you can, have health insurance, then I couldn't do that. So I learned the hard way in that I only lived in Erie for about 3 months, and then I moved back home and just commuted to do that. That was probably the hardest part, just the finance thing, kind of you don't realize where all the money goes, I guess. It's just that, and then getting that first full-time gig, my parents were just do something else, go to grad school, become a librarian. I'm no. They didn't understand that there was no other option for me. There was no other option in my head, so it was just the whole time of that. It was just to keep sending stuff out. That's all I could do.
And your first full-time job was really far away from Pittsburgh, so what helped you make that jump?
Just radio, that's all I wanted to do, and that was worth it. I actually had a horrendous experience there, but I don't regret it at all because that's what got me into the industry full-time, and that was my first full-time gig.
And this is probably completely on a different page, but who is a female jock you admire and why?
My all-time favorite has always and will always be Randy West. She's like the people's jock, the jock's jock. She's a great girl. I started networking with her when I was at Westminster. I think that was even before I had a part-time gig on air. And she is cool. She'll answer any questions you have. She doesn't act like you're stupid. And she's just great. She'll air check you anytime you want. Even though she's uber busy, she'll do it all. I actually met her the summer after I graduated. I took a road trip and went to a bunch of stations along the coast. And just to I knew I wasn't going to get a job there, but I just wanted to go and network. And it was one of the greatest things I ever did. I visited G105 in Raleigh where Randy was, met her. She took 2 hours out of her day for me. I wasn't expecting that at all. She sat down, talked with me, air checked me, and took me out to lunch and paid for it. Yeah, she's awesome.
And these last two questions are kind of like fun bonus questions. So what's your favorite radio station that isn't the one you work for?
I haven't listened to any in a while, but definitely KISS Chicago. Huge. KISS LA is great too, but KISS Chicago, #1 for sure.
And who would be a dream guest to have on your show?
Maybe the PCDs, just because they're my favorite.